Lads, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. My name is Ingood Nick, and you may be wondering why you're not seeing my face right now. That's because I did something very silly over the weekend. Yeah, this is me right now. I don't know why I did it. I was thinking, oh, no one's going to see me for a hell of a long time. I'm working from home. So I decided to shave my head. So yeah, get all the jokes in, get the jokes in the comments right now, that's absolutely fine. This is the first time I've ever shaved my head, and this will definitely be the last time I ever shave my head. So anyway, this is it. We are on to tier lists, right backs. And as I say, you can do this at home. All you've got to do is go onto tiermaker.com, type in Sheffield United, and as you can see, there's a few more from last time you saw this. So we've got managers, which I'm going to do right at the end. We've done goalkeepers, we've done centre backs. We're now on to right backs, and the next video will be left backs. So here we go, right backs. So the right backs that we are going to be going through are Tony McMahon, Rob Kozluk, Darryl Westlake, Craig Allcock, George Baldock, Kieran Freeman, Vassilis Babokis, Delroy, Gus Uhlenbeek, your main man Chris Wilder, John Brayford, John Curtis, Kyle Naughton, Kyle Walker, and Matt Lowton. And as I promised, we've got a few more tiers than we did before. So as before we had elite, very good, and good. So I've added in average, poor, I've changed terrible to horrendous, and then I've put fraud right at the bottom because I don't feel like fraud deserves to be higher than horrendous. At least the ones that are horrendous are at least trying to be good. The frauds are just frauds. So anyway, let's crack on. Let's not talk about this anymore and the light that's bouncing off it. Let's crack on and go Tony McMahon. Now, Tony McMahon was a right back in League One. We're doing pretty well. We always kind of did well in League One, other than when Nigel Adkins and David Weir were in charge. So Tony McMahon, I actually really liked Tony McMahon. I thought he was perfect at shithousing, like going down, least little touch, getting like winning free kicks here and there. Obviously they were hard as well. He liked sticking the boot in, but as soon as someone did it to him, he made sure he won that foul. Like all Sheffield United right backs, he liked getting in the box, he liked getting far up the field and getting the ball into the box. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna put him in average. Now, I know I've been saying a lot of nice things about him, but I don't feel like, compared to a lot of these players in this list, he could be going in good or very good or elite. He was okay defensively. He chipped in with the odd goal here and there. He had a great free kick on him. But I can't look at Kyle Walker at the side of him and be like, yeah, they're similar players. They're not at all. Anyway, Rob Kozluk. Again, I'm going to put him in average. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to put him in good. I'll tell you for why. Because Rob Kozluk played for us in the Premier League, and do you know what? He didn't embarrass himself. Right at the start of his career for us, I was like, how does this player get into our team? How does he get anywhere near a Championship / Division 1 side? I can't remember when Kozluk first signed for us, and if it was the Championship or League or Championship or Division 1 as it was back then. But Kozluk started off really badly. He kind of got tarred with that. He is one of the worst players I've ever seen brush, but he wasn't. He really wasn't. And he improved and he improved and he improved. I think if he wouldn't have improved and he wouldn't have played for us in the Premier League, he'd have probably been in average. But I'm putting him in good. Them long throws as well. We may not have scored as many goals as we should have done from him, but he had a huge throw, which is obviously a massive help. Next up, Darryl Westlake. Right, I'm going to put him straight in horrendous because he just was. Like, the problem was with Darryl Westlake, he just shouldn't have been anywhere near a Sheffield United team, shouldn't have ever put a Sheffield United shirt on. But we'll move on to the next one because Darryl Westlake, not really got a lot to say about him. Next is Craig Allcock. Now, I didn't think he was a bad player. I really didn't. I don't think he was quite at the level of some of the right backs that we've had. But when we had him, I don't think he was awful. I really don't. but I am going to put him in poor because I don't think he kind of matched up to kind of Tony McMahon or most of the other guys on this list. He was feisty, he got up, he got down, he was really fit, but was he a good player? Not sure. Next we've got George Baldock, and this is a difficult one, this, because I want to put him in elite. If there was something in between very good and elite, I'd put him in there. But I'm going to put him in very good for now. I've literally been shouting, singing his praises all season. I think he's been probably the most improved player. Him and Lundstrom have been two of the most improved players in the whole squad. And I feel bad not putting him in elite because I've put every single current Sheffield United player in elite up to now. Put Dean Henderson, and then I put the 3 centre-backs in elite. But I'm going to put him in very good because I feel like he's going to improve, and I feel like he will be going into elite. And he just needs some more time in the top division, I think. Next up, Kieran Freeman. Now, I'm going to put Kieran Freeman in good. And I think he could be in very good, or he could have been in very good. But I feel like, I don't know, he's excellent going forward. He's not on the same level as George Baldock anymore. He used to be, he did. But just not anymore. And I feel like he could be a very good right back or right wing back. I just don't feel like his heart's in it. I feel like when he gets a run of games, he's playing well, he's getting forward, he's scoring goals, he's creating goals. But I feel like when he's not, he's nowhere near the team. I just don't know if he's got that determination, really. Or that fight, to be quite honest. I don't know if he's got that fight to try and get the place back off George Baldock. Next up, we've got Vassilis. And my man's elite. 100%. Like, I think it's always difficult to come to a new country, especially when you've never played there before. Vassilis came in and was absolutely unplayable. Getting forward, taking defenders on, putting some excellent balls into the box. Dead ball specialist, crossing specialist, scored goals, free kick specialist. The guy had everything. I just don't think it worked for him at Derby. He went back to Greece, and then that was last we saw of him. But for me, he's still my favourite right back of all time. And my judgment might be being clouded slightly because he didn't play that much for us. But when he did, he was 100% elite. He could have played in the Premiership for a long time if he got kind of taken care of at Derby. Next up, we've got Delroy. And you know what? I'm going to put him in very good. I really am, because he got absolutely caned at Wednesday. Always injured, always injured, always injured. And when he came to us, I was thinking, this guy's not going to get in. And if he does get in, he's going to be injured straight away. But he wasn't. And I know he finished his career because he was injured, and he finished it a lot earlier than he probably would have liked to have. But he played in the Premier League. He never looked out of sorts. He didn't particularly have any sort of strength other than his fitness, getting up and down. But he battled and battled and battled. It was so difficult to beat, and he never gave up. So that's why I'm going to put him in very good. I'm not sure whether I should put him in good, but I don't know. We're going to go for very good for now. I might change it towards the end. Next, we've got Gus Uhlenbeek. I'm not putting him in horrendous. I'm not. I'm putting him in poor. I think we've been lucky to have a lot of really good right backs in the past, and we loved Gus Uhlenbeek, don't get me wrong, but maybe not for the right reasons. Maybe not because he was a great footballer, but because Gary Sinclair called him Goose instead of Gus. And we all chanted Goose. And that's the reason why everyone loved him, that's it. He was okay, he was a steady-ish right back, so he's going in poor for me. Next, we're on to Chris Wilder. And if there was a tier above elite for managers, that's where he'd sit. But as a right back, I put him in here as a little bit of a joke because he wasn't a great footballer. As he said before, when people have asked him how he was as a footballer, he said bang average. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put him in bang average. Again, I don't think he was poor. He was steady. He just wasn't as good as kind of Kevin Gage. And obviously he came back to us as well, but he rarely started when all other right backs were fit. So I'm going to put him in bang average, just where he wants to be. Next up, we've got John Brayford. And yeah, when he played under Nigel Clough in League One, I would have put him in good. Since then, no. He's going straight in average. Because back in the day, watching him play, I was like, this guy is class. Gets forward well, creates goals. I don't know what else to say about him. He had a beard. I think that's the reason why everyone loved him. He had a beard. We were in a bad time when we took him in on loan, and he was a breath of fresh air. And he got, like I said, he got forward, he scored an odd goal, he created goals. He looked dangerous when he was going forward, even though he wasn't particularly quick. He was very unorthodox, actually. He was very awkward to watch. But since he's gone back to Burton Albion and he's never done anything since, yeah, he's going to stay in average. I don't think we can put him in poor. I don't think we can put him in good. I think Kieran Freeman quite clearly showed him up in that season when Brayford left and went to Burton, and obviously Kieran Freeman stepped up to the plate. I think Freeman was far better than Brayford had ever been. Next up, we've got John Curtis, and I'm going to put him in average also. I'm not sitting on the fence. I just think that John Curtis was a very solid right back at the time. We were kind of towards the top of the championship. It was the season when we got to 2 semi-finals and the final of the playoff final. And again, he was very, very steady. Jags played some of the season at right back, I believe, but John Curtis also played at right back. And like I said, yeah, very solid. Like, no problem with him going in average. But I can't put him any higher. Next up, we've got Kyle Naughton. This is a difficult one because I think Kyle Naughton was probably better than Kyle Walker at Sheffield United. I do. I think that. And I think he's, I don't know, maybe it was kind of, he wasn't strong enough for the Premier League. He wasn't fit enough for the Premier League. He's a great footballer, don't get me wrong. He's probably a better, well, he was a better footballer than Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker's obviously improved. And Kyle Walker always had that pace that Kyle Naughton never had. So if Kyle Walker makes a mistake, it's easy for him to just sprint back and get a challenge in. Kyle Naughton didn't have that. But like I said, Kyle Naughton was excellent for us. And do you know what? I'm going to put him in very good, because he probably deserves to be in very good. Next up, we've got Kyle Walker, and like I said, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was very, very good for us. I wouldn't say it was elite for us, but you can't argue with what he's done since. I think he could have been a lot better, and I think he can still improve. But he's getting to that age where he's in his prime. I'm going to put him in elite, not because of his Sheffield United days, but because of what he's done since. So I don't think it would be right to put him in very good, seeing as though he's played for England for years. He plays for the current champions of England. And Man City have bought some right backs to kind of go up against him, and he's still their #1 right back. And finally, Matty Lowton. I think I'm going to put Matty Lowton also in very good, because Matty Lowton was excellent for us. I know we're in League One. I think he played a little bit of the season when we got relegated. No, actually, I think he played most of the season when we got relegated. Yeah, he played in League One. He played a bit in the Championship. But it was obvious that he deserved to be in a much higher division. And looking at it, he's played 72 times for Aston Villa, only scoring 2 goals. But he's played 125 times for Burnley, scoring 1. And looking at that, most of his career has probably been high-level Championship / Premier League. So he 100% deserves to be in very good. I thought he was very good for Sheffield United, and he's had a very good career. Probably better than Kyle Naughton in the end. So there we go, we've got no frauds, which is quite nice. I'll tell you what, we could actually maybe put John Brayford in fraud, because he showed himself to be an excellent right back, excellent attacking right back. I know he got put in centre-back for a little bit, and I just don't think that was his position at all. We kind of got to a stage where we were putting round pegs in square holes, and I think Brayford playing centre-back was kind of that. And since Nigel Clough left, he was just never the same. And when Chris Wilder got rid of him, I was a bit gutted, if I'm being completely honest, because he was one of my favourite players at the time, but he did show himself to be a fraud because he was terrible under Wilder. In the first few games of the season anyway. Because if you remember rightly, Kieran Freeman was on the transfer list, so John Brayford was his right back, and he was really poor. And to be honest, I think he was just trying to pave his way back to Nigel Clough, which is a bit of a weird thing as a player can only play under one manager. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do so, and stay in good, Nick.